In the early church, there was a custom taken from the Jews. It was a Jewish practice that if someone had become an apostate, that is, he had apostatized, which means to turn your back on your faith, to renounce your faith. If there was a Jewish person who had renounced his faith, but then wanted to come back, then it was customary that he would lie down on the the doorway into the synagogue and invite people to trample upon him, recognizing his own unworthiness to be a member of the people of God. Now, there were some early Christian churches who took up this practice, and if there was a Christian who had become an apostate, that is, he'd renounced his faith, but then wanted to come back, he would ask for penance. He would be asked to lie in front of the doorway to the church and invite people to trample upon him, saying these words, "I am he who was the salt who lost its savour. No, trample upon me, for I am salt which has lost its savour." You could say they took up this word of Jesus for being to put in practice in that kind of way. We've learned in previous weeks, because this reading has come out a few weeks ago, and we talked about the matter of the properties of salt and what Jesus would mean about the Christian being salt of the earth. Here we've just put an example of when that salt loses its savour. If a Christian loses his faith and stops practicing it, then his faith is of no use whatsoever, and is no use but to be trampled upon. Our faith has to be seen. Perhaps someone might hide away from practicing their faith because of the challenges that it brings about, and because it contradicts the way of the world. Jesus says, "Let your light shine." You are to be light for the world. You are the light of the world. What does he mean by that? Well, there's one thing that the Jews knew, and that was that no one kindles his own lamp. It was God who kindled the lamp of the Jews. That is to say that he gave them his word. He revealed himself to them, and in that way they became God's children, the people of God. And so also we have to be aware of that we don't invent our own faith. We have to embrace it. It is God who reveals it to us. Because there are people who say, "Oh, I don't like that in the faith," or "I don't like that. I have my own faith. I believe what I believe in God in this way and that," and then they kind of cut the faith down to their own shape and liking. No, we don't light our own lamp. We have to receive the light of faith and live it faithfully. And a few qualities of a lamp with a light: first, that it receives the light from another source, and also the light is to be seen. And so the Christian faith is to be seen in the world, and not only in the church. It's not to be kept secret once we leave here and we go out into the world. Our faith has to permeate our whole life, in our everyday decisions, in everything we think, say, and do. So it cannot be hidden. It has to inform us in our every action. So the faith is the lamp which projects the light, which has to be seen in the world, in our lives. And the light also guides. It has the property to be able to guide people in the dark. We put lights on the street so as to better able to see, to avoid dangers. And so it is, our faith has to kind of give the light to the world, to tell it of the dangers of not living in the truth. So warn the world when it is going astray. So there are plenty of opportunities for that in the world in which we are living, and so we have to live our faith materially. We have to decide to live it in this world which is anti-Christian. And that's what St. Barnabas did. That's why I'm celebrating him red, because he died for his faith. He was faithful to Christ unto the end, unto the extreme. And so we can ask him that through his intercession our faith may be a living faith, and our light may shine in the world which so much needs it. Amen.